Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in this great, big, wonderful world. This is Dana Scranton, and welcome to 8-Minute Wisdom. In today's episode, we're going to tackle the question of formal education versus self-education. Now, some years ago, the business philosopher Jim Rohn made a statement. He said, "A formal education can make you a living, but self-education can make you a fortune." Now, what did he mean by that? That's what we're going to be talking about today. First of all, in this world of entrepreneurship, you have heard me define what an entrepreneur is based on what we teach here in Entrepreneurs Without Limits. So let me just rehash that. An entrepreneur is someone who identifies and understands the needs of others, and then with courage, conviction, and resourcefulness, connects them with a means of fulfilling their need. This is the basic mission of any entrepreneur, regardless of what industry or entity they are involved in. That's the mission, because no business exists if somebody somewhere isn't receiving value for that business operating, existing, and connecting. So, having said that, what kind of an education is required to achieve the entrepreneurial mission? Well, that comes down to you determining what you want in life and why. And that may be a 1-year vision, a 5, 10, 20, 30. It may be the rest of your life. That's up to you, but it will change. Let's say that you have a 5-year vision that you want to be living in a certain place and that you want to have a certain state of income and a family and a house. And you've got a vision of what life looks like 5 years from now. And it excites you and it keeps you up at night trying to figure out how to make that happen. What do you do to do that? Do you need formal education or do you need self-education? That comes down to the path that you want to take, the other things you're excited about in life. Let's say that you want to be an engineer, a physician, a lawyer, an accountant. Chances are you're going to have to go through a formal education route to prepare you to enter that profession. Okay. On the other side, the self-education, perhaps you want to start a logging business. You want to go out in the woods, you want to harvest logs, and that requires you to learn what? Self-education. You go out and you learn about the logging industry, the wood industry, the mills, the truck. Logging trucks are an art form, if you've ever seen somebody drive one of those up into a logging stand. So that's self-education. Or maybe you want to be like this guy in the picture. Maybe you want to learn how to repair computers or build computers, but you really don't want to go to school to learn. What do? You take apart computers, you go on the internet and you learn. And in today's paradigm of technology with AI, you can learn a lot of stuff very quickly, especially if you have defined what it is you want to do and why you want to do it. So that's the self-education side. Now, in the middle, let's say that you want to be a plumber, an electrician, an HVAC tech, an auto mechanic. Believe it or not, most of the time to get certified and qualified, there's a formal education route there. You can go to a technical school, a vocation school, to learn that trade. That's the formal side. Then you go to an apprenticeship, usually, and that really is over on the self-education side. Then you start learning by doing. Well, guess what? If you take the formal route and you pop out with that degree in your hand and you go to work for somebody, or you start your own business, either way, guess what you're doing? From that point forward and for the rest of your life, you're into the self-education mode. So if you started on the self-education side, you're going to continue through life in a self-education format. And you may even take formal education courses or programs to augment and supplement what you're learning in your self-education path through life. So what I'm saying here is self-education is the ultimate place you're going to end up anyway. So should you just blow off a university education and head on down the path of self-education? Maybe. It depends on who you are, what you want to achieve, the life you want to build, the income you want, and how you want to produce that income. Now, from my perspective, we have entrepreneurs all over this world, 60% of the economy in most cases is from small businesses, entrepreneurs. Of those 60%, roughly 29% of those are solo entrepreneurs. And that's one entrepreneur, and they're running a business. They don't have employees. They don't have all the things that somebody running an employee-based business has to deal with. But the point being is those people make up a huge part of the economy. And most of those people got there through self-education. Now, they may have had some formal education, but when you start into the entrepreneurial track and you start building the direction in life associated with an entrepreneurial passion, you're really truly into the self-education mode. Personal development, for example, is a huge industry. Why is it so huge? Because personal development is self-education. So embrace learning. Learn to unlearn the things that do not serve you, that are no longer valid, useful, or for that matter, true, and get in the mode of learning new things that are, for the most part, aligned with what it is you want to achieve in life. But here's the caveat. Always learn something that is not aligned with your objectives in life. Maybe you say, okay, I'm going to do 10% or 20% of my learning time focused on something that is completely irrelevant to what it is I'm trying to achieve in life. Why would you do that? Because that invokes the creative forces that will, believe it or not, help you figure out a lot more about how to do what you want to do. I'm just telling you from experience, that's what happens. So to close out this episode, the value of self-education is eternal. In other words, it's something that you need to learn to do from the very onset of life when you are capable of doing that, and continue it the rest of your life. If you choose to go through formal education, understand that that process involves self-education after you get out of your formal education curriculum, as well as while you are in it. That's what helps you to create the entrepreneurial lifestyle that will give you what you want in life. Self-education versus formal. Well, there you have it. I hope you got some value from our session today. So we'll see you out there on the frontier of possibilities. And of course, in the next episode. Take care.